What happens when the most ambitious project in Formula One begins to lose direction? Only 2 races into a new era. Aston Martin F1 Team entered the 2026 season with all the elements that normally suggest long-term success. A brand new state-of-the-art factory, a historic works partnership with Honda, and the arrival of one of the most influential technical minds the sport has ever seen, Adrian Newey. On paper, this was the beginning of a new era, a project designed to fight for championships. But just 2 races into the season, the reality looks very different from the expectation. The team has yet to score a single point. It has already suffered double retirements, and it is facing problems that go far beyond pure car performance. The car cannot consistently complete race distance. The power unit is generating severe vibration issues, and now the leadership structure itself is showing signs of instability. Newey is stepping back from the team principal role, a position that, from the beginning, always appeared more temporary than permanent. And this immediately raises an important question across the paddock. Who should actually lead Aston Martin at this critical moment? Because this situation has always carried a certain level of complexity. Adrian Newey built his reputation defining winning technical concepts across multiple generations of Formula One. His contribution to championship-winning cars spans decades. But leading an entire Formula One organization requires a very different skill set. It requires people management, pressure management, priority management, and above all, political stability. Characteristics that do not typically define the day-to-day role of a technical director. Reports suggest that Newey's role as team principal was never intended as a long-term solution. It was a practical decision during an important transition phase of the project. But Formula One does not wait for ideal timing. Problems arrive immediately, and Aston Martin's problems are significant. The power unit developed in partnership with Honda has shown unexpectedly high vibration levels, oscillations strong enough to affect not only reliability but also driver comfort during longer stints. Both Fernando Alonso and Lawrence Stroll have already experienced race-ending issues linked to this behavior. Electronic systems have failed, components have shown accelerated wear, and the team has been unable to fully explore the performance potential of the overall package. These are not simple issues. They require engineering time, simulation validation, and clear leadership direction to prioritize development resources. Because when a team enters a cycle of technical uncertainty, strategic clarity becomes just as important as speed on track. This is exactly where speculation around Christian Horner begins to emerge, one of the most experienced team leaders of the modern era, a figure known for guiding teams through intense pressure environments.
Someone capable of protecting internal structure while managing external expectations. But there is another name carrying significant weight inside the modern Formula One ecosystem, Jonathan Wheatley. For many years, Wheatley played a central role in the operational efficiency that defined the dominant periods of Red Bull racing. His work rarely generated headlines, but it was visible in execution. Clear internal processes, efficient communication between factory and trackside operations, strategic consistency under pressure. Red Bull became a benchmark for operational performance during this era, particularly in high-pressure race environments. Extremely fast pit stops, precise decision-making, and the ability to adapt quickly to unpredictable race scenarios. This level of consistency rarely happens by accident. It depends on structure, it depends on coordination, it depends on operational leadership. While Adrian Newey defined the technical philosophy of the car, and Christian Horner defined the political direction of the organization, Wheatley ensured execution worked every race weekend. He was a key component in the system that sustained performance across different regulation cycles. But comparing Wheatley and Horner reveals 2 very different leadership profiles. Christian Horner represents a strong political leader, a dominant public figure, a manager experienced in navigating high-pressure environments, someone capable of influencing strategic direction across multiple levels of the sport. Jonathan Wheatley represents a more structural leadership profile, more focused on internal organization, more focused on operational efficiency, less public exposure, more process consistency. And at this specific moment, Aston Martin may need internal stability more than external influence. The leadership style of Lawrence Stroll also plays a significant role in this equation. Over recent years, Stroll has demonstrated a preference for maintaining strong strategic control over the team's direction. This may make the integration of a highly political team principle more complex, while an operational profile may complement the existing structure more naturally. especially with Adrian Newey focusing entirely on technical development. This positions Wheatley as a potentially strong structural fit for the current phase of the project. But this does not completely eliminate the Horner scenario, particularly considering his experience managing teams through high-pressure transitions. At this moment, estimates based on the current paddock landscape suggest a relatively clear probability distribution. Approximately 65% likelihood of Jonathan Wheatley emerging as the preferred solution, around 20% probability of Christian Horner becoming a viable alternative, and roughly 15% chance of an unexpected candidate entering the conversation. These numbers reflect not only reputation, but structural compatibility.
Because choosing a team principal is not simply about selecting the most famous name. It is about selecting the profile that best matches the current needs of the project. Right now, Aston Martin needs to convert investment into stability, convert potential into execution, and convert expectation into measurable results, performance envelope. But technical solutions alone do not resolve organizational uncertainty. Drivers need confidence in the machinery, engineers need clarity of direction, and the team needs stability to progress consistently. Because in modern Formula One, momentum is a decisive factor. When progress slows, competitors do not wait. They move forward aggressively and consistently. The Aston Martin project remains one of the most ambitious on the current grid, but ambition alone does not score quotes on Sunday. Execution does. Adrian Newey stepping back from the team principal role may ultimately prove to be a logical long-term decision, allowing him to focus entirely on defining the technical philosophy of the car. But this decision also creates a critical moment of definition for the future of the team, because leadership gaps at this level rarely remain neutral. They either accelerate recovery or amplify instability. The coming weeks may define not only Aston Martin's trajectory this season, but also its competitive position in future regulation cycles. The question is no longer whether the project has potential. The question is whether the structure around it can deliver results quickly enough. Because in Formula One, time is the only resource no team can fully control. And right now, time is exactly what Aston Martin does not have. Follow the channel for more strategic and technical analysis from inside the world of Formula One.